Sup boys, OKP's here today. We're headed out, just got a bunch of corn, going to my go-to spot for one of my big deer that y'all just have to wait to see if he walks out in front of us when we go out here to hunt. Way it's been going on, if I run out of corn, he disappears for a little bit. And then the moment I put corn out, within 2 to 3 days, he's back in there. Makes me think that he's coming off at, there's a ridge on both sides, which when we get down there we'll show you. Makes me think that he's coming off, he's walking that ridge every day and looking down in there, and if he doesn't see yellow, which some people say deer are colorblind, but I don't know about that one. But if he doesn't see it down there, he don't come in. I don't know exactly what it is, but the moment I run out of corn, he might come 2 days after that, but he won't stay consistent. But as long as I have corn out, he's there. He's a good deer, really good deer. Be a pretty decent one to kill with a bow, with the crossbow, compound bow, whatever. But we're headed out there right now, get this corn out. I've hunted multiple farms on this road that goes out to this place. We're actually about to pass one of the farms where I killed a giant with my bow. Be right up here. This farm right here, starting at this corner. I hunted it back there as a block of woods. The woods is only about 4 or 5 acres, but there's a lot of big deer that run it. On the backside, there's either soybeans or corn. This year it was corn. They've done got, looks like they done got it out. But I killed a giant 10-point back there. I had a good 9 that I hunted for 3 or 4 years. I've lost track. My wife killed her first deer back there, put her on her first buck, took her for her first hunt ever. Had permission at one time to hunt this field as well. Never had any good luck. Never really hunted it hard or anything. But as soon as we get out here and start pulling in, I'll pull y'all back out and y'all get to see the whole setup that we've got. So I'll catch up with y'all here in just 1 minute. Alright, so we're about to pull into this spot. It's big open bottoms with some hardwoods on it. This farm is actually about 67 or 70 acres. I hunt a small portion of it. I don't even hunt it all. Just haven't had the time to actually go out and really, I'm trying to think of the word, research on it, or whatever.
Recon.
Do some recon or anything like that. I gotta get out here, got a daggum log in the road. I'm gonna get out and get it out of the way. But this farm, it's got potential. You just gotta be here at the right time. Wasn't a big log and it's actually rotten, so I kind of feel stupid for getting out and daggum moving it. But this road, this old road bed that goes back in here, it's rough. It's washed out. Nobody ever comes back here and fixes on it or anything. Normally I bring the side-by-side down in here, but it was out of gas and I didn't have the keys with me, so. But makes you want to pucker up sometimes when you go down through here, especially on the side-by-side, because right here where we're going, you know, we're pretty level, but on the side-by-side it's not as wide as my truck. So most of the time, about halfway through this thing, you're on 3 wheels, 2 wheels coming through here, but you never slow down. And actually, when I first started hunting this, I didn't realize that this road goes all the way back into these bottoms. I always wondered how they cut it, cut these bottoms, because I was like, there's no way they can get through there or anything, because there's not a way to get in. And then one afternoon I was hunting and I had called my aunt, because I don't leave the side-by-side down here, because it's just a lot of bad stuff goes on down here, a lot of trespassing and all that, and that's the whole issue that I'm having with keeping big deer constant on camera, is trespassing. And they come through this little road right here that goes right into these bottoms. When I first started hunting this, all this was above my head. When I'd come through here on the side by side, I'd always hug the side, because don't want to be rude, because I didn't know if anybody cut it for hay or if they just let it grow and bush hogged it. But just in case they did, I wanted to stay out of the middle of it. But this stuff was all taller than the side by side as well, so I'm gonna say it would have been almost as tall as my truck, and my truck's got a 3-inch lift on it, and you know, that's pretty decent height on grass. They just come about 3 weeks ago come in and cut it for hay, and I really thought it was gonna mess my hunting up, honestly, because of deer that won't feel as comfortable to come out in this field. But in all honesty, it's actually up my hunting, because it's pushed them into, if they want to feel that safe haven, to stay back in this little block of woods on the edge of this daggum bottoms. And I guarantee when rut hits, this bottoms will be full of deer 24/7, of deer chasing and all that. Got a creek that runs on the right side of it up to a ridge. Got another big ridge, which I actually walked down this ridge back in turkey season, and that ridge is rough. What I think the deer are doing though, I think they're bedding up on this ridge to where they can see down in these bottoms. They can see when somebody comes in, or whatever, and they're looking down towards where this corn pile is and all that. And yes, it is legal in Kentucky to hunt over a corn pile, and a lot of people say it's cheating. I say it's using your resources, because a lot of places, you know, you can't daggum hunt over a corn pile or a bait pile, whatever you want to call it, and it makes hunting harder. This, everybody says it's easy, but it's just as hard to kill a deer over a corn pile as it is to kill one just walking in the woods, hunting over a trail. We're gonna put 200 pound of corn out here. I've got 250 pound, and I've got another spot that I'm actually gonna put some corn at, for my wife to hunt. Still getting used to calling her my wife. Got used to daggum calling her girlfriend and fiance. So it's still new, but this is the setup. This was all real tall stuff. It was all about as tall as all this right here, all the way through. Like I said, I've been having troubles with trespassers coming in here, and one on a side-by-side, and he worked this out, and it's not really bothered the deer as much as I thought it would. But got my stand hung back over here. I don't know how well you can see it. Got my little brother running camera for me. That way I can get this done pretty quick. But these deer are coming off this daggum ridge top right here, and they're like making a big loop and then coming into the corn pile, winding the corn pile to make sure that there's nothing on it. I like this spot. I found it, like I said, I found it when I was turkey hunting it. I got permission to turkey hunt, and I come down in here in turkey season, and it looked really, really good compared to some of the spots that I had to hunt in the past. Still have permission to hunt them. This just looked like one of them spots where it was going to be a really, really great spot to get a good mature buck to come in. And first 2 weeks I had a camera out here, I had a for sure shooter 10-point coming in daily. He started to be a little more scarce coming in, and then turned into this other deer that I have on camera. Y'all are just gonna have to wait to see. Thank you, OJ. But you know, it's just one of them things where asking the right people, not being afraid to ask. That's a lot of hunters' problems and fears, is to ask for permission. Let's get in here. I'll talk just a little bit more. if you don't have places like a farm that you can hunt yourself, growing up we didn't own land. We owned a little bit, but not a lot. Nothing with like just amazing deer sign, nothing like that. I mean, it was deer here and there. It was just deer here and there, and never just a place where deer just stayed. Some farms, deer are just always there, no matter what. So my dad installed to me, never be afraid to ask, and I did my research on this lady before I went and talked to her. She's actually really good friends with my aunt and uncle that live beside of her. They help her out because she doesn't have anybody to help her, and she's getting up there in age. But I talked to a couple people that used to hunt on them on this farm, and they all told me stay away from it. There's no reason to hunt it. There's no reason to ask. She won't never let you hunt. And honestly, I believed them. For 8 months, I didn't think nothing about it, and I hunted up there on my aunt and uncle's land. They got a 30-acre farm that connects to this one, and just kind of blocked this one off as a no hunting zone. And I got some good deer on camera up there at my aunt and uncle's, and always had a great time hunting it. But you know, never just deer constant. It was just another pass through, and just turkey season hit, and I was like, man, I got a bird roosted I had a bird roosted on this property up on the top side, and I never could get him to commit to come across the ridge to my aunt and uncle's property. So just one day I was like, man, I want to kill this bird bad, because I caught glimpses of him from on the other side of the ridge, and he looked like a pretty good bird. And I just went down here and talked to her. Firm believer in this stuff, man. It's a great product. Not sponsored. Wish I was. They'd save me on a lot of money. So if there's any sponsors out there that wants to sponsor a small town hick that all he wants to do is hunt for the rest of his life, hey, hit me up. I'm good. But it's just one of them products that is paid off for me, and without being paid, I will recommend this thing to anybody. But look at these trails coming into this corn pile, man. I mean, they're just wore out. Just wore out. I'll show y'all a print that I just seen. I kicked over a daggum branch and just seen it. I didn't even notice it when we walked in. It's pretty good size, look like. But I'll show y'all a print. All this is just some molasses. You can put it on the corn. You can put it on a old stump. You can put it on anything, and it's mineral is all it is, a real sweet mineral, and they love it. Go in here and get this card out. Hopefully the camera ain't dead. That'd suck. Go over to setup. Y'all can't see my password, boys. Sorry about that. We got not that many pictures, but there's not been corn out. So this is just deer passing through pretty much. Pretty much just passing through, coming in, just using this as a natural funnel, which is what I kind of was hoping that they would do, with just natural funnel right into this place. Alright, got it set up. We got 2 bars, so probably the next time I come in here and check cameras, have to be bringing batteries with me. Surprisingly enough, there's not a scrape here or anything, and they're getting to that time where they're gonna start that. Let me see if I can find that daggum scratch and see if old cane didn't smash it into the dirt. I'll find it. It's a pretty good one. Where did it go? I mean, that sucker was a good sized track. I wouldn't think that we would have smashed it in where you couldn't tell it. I tripped over something when I seen it, so it's a wonder that Especially where it was at. Well, your heel hit it. But there's a little imprint of it, the front of it. But heck, when I first seen it, it was pretty good. I should have stopped right then. But there's some big deer here, and there's probably deer that I've yet to see step out. So more videos to come on this farm. Hopefully, there's another track. Pretty good size track, which I just messed it up moving all that, but pretty good size track. I mean, 3 fingers. Another 3 finger right there. But I mean, somebody in the family ought to kill a monster this year, and hopefully we'll get it on film for y'all, or at least get the tracking process and all that on film. But y'all stay tuned for tons of videos to come, and we will catch back up with y'all as soon as possible. Y'all have a good one. Peace.